very uncoordinated, and everyone called me Dainty Dante.
They still do.
Yeah, they still do. So I kind of developed a complex over this. So I really wanted to play sports. Like I really like baseball. My dad really liked baseball. My dad loved basketball. So I tried to play with him. And I was so awful at all of it. My parents thought I was maybe slightly autistic. So I went through a lot of different testing and kind of things like that. They came out that, no, he's not really autistic. He's just really uncoordinated. So my parents think, oh, well, we'll put him in gymnastics. Gymnastics will take care of all this because that's all about coordination. But picture you're a 10-year-old kid. You're in gymnastics class. It's all women. All women. And it gets back to school. I'm still Dainty Dante. And now I take gymnastics class. But at the same time, I was playing t-ball, baseball, all that kind of fun stuff. Never really good. They kind of throw me in the outfield and then hope that the ball never got hit to me. Because I would catch it, maybe get to it, but I'd throw it way off target. And I kept going, they kept saying, well, you're a good hitter, you're good, and gave me all this positive encouragement. I was awful. I tried to try out for my high school baseball team. Not even close. Everybody made the team except for me. I did not make the team. So I was like, well, I'm going to play hockey. I'll play hockey. That's a good sport. I like that game. And somehow I made the high school hockey team. Don't know exactly how. And I still play hockey to this day very poorly. So poorly, my wife will not come to my games because she's so embarrassed. My friends attempt to come to the games, and then they leave early because they don't want to see me after the game because it's so bad. And so apparently I've created this mystique where, oh yeah, well he kind of knows, he knows sports because I'm always trying to be athletic. And I go into work one day, this is very recent, actually not very recent, a year ago. And I work with this woman named Tessa, and she's kind of one of those Amazon type ones. She's huge, she could break your neck if you're just looking. She's just a big built woman. Really likes to do all the marathons and all that kind of stuff. She goes, hey, you can swim, right? You're kind of athletic. And I was like, yeah, I can swim. That's cool. I can totally swim. She goes, good, because I signed you up for a team triathlon, and you're going to do the swimming portion. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not like when I can swim. I'm not going to drown if you're in the water. Like, I can't. I can tread. I can kind of hang out. I can do that. So, but I take it as a challenge to prove my masculinity of how I can be athletic. This is in 2 weeks, mind you, that I have to swim this triathlon. Come to find out, it's a half mile. I don't know what a half mile is in the pool or in the water, so I go to the Y. I'm like, okay. I asked the lifeguard, what's a half mile? He's like, I don't know, do 50 laps. That's a half mile. Got it. I can do this. I start to swim, and after like 5 laps, I think I'm drowning. Like, I don't even know what to do. So I go back. I go into work the next day. I'm like, Tessa, I don't know if I can do this. Like, you're gonna have to find somebody else. I can't even do these laps that are needed. She's like, well, no, you have a half hour to do it. You got to get it within this half hour time limit. I'm like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. So I go back in the pool the next day, and I start to swim, and I try to do the 50 laps. And I get there with lots of breaks and rest. And I get to it, and finally I see my time, and I got it. I finished in 29 minutes. I'm like, that's all I need. That's all I need to do is get it under a half hour. So I keep kind of practicing swimming for the next 2 weeks, maybe 2 more times. And then the day comes where I have to do the Reeds Lake Triathlon. And I've never done triathlons before. I've never seen it. So I show up, and I'm like, well, I know I'm going to be in the water, so I guess I'll wear my bathing suit. So I just wear my bathing suit like you go to the beach, like board shorts. Everyone else is there in like these spandex. They're all hella serious. And I'm like, oh shit. And I look so out of place. Of course, my bathing suit, I got a lumpy figure. I'm very hairy, and I'm just in my bathing suit that's bright orange and blue, and I just kind of stick out amongst everybody on this very cold September morning in East Grand Rapids. So my last name's Zeppa, so of course I'm last in everything. So I'm the last. I'm the last heat to go for the day. They do all these different heats where everybody goes out there and swims. And I got my goggles on. You have to wear a swim cap, and I think it's so they can see you if you're going to drown or something. And I'm like, well, that's good because that's probably going to happen. So I get in my last heat. I'm lining up with all the people. Boom, the gun goes off, and I'm swimming. Second I go under, come back up, my goggles totally fog up. I'm like, oh, what? No. So I just throw them off because I can't see where I'm going. And when I throw them off, I also throw my cap off as well. So I'm swimming, and I'm trying to swim, and I keep focusing. Apparently, I'm much stronger on my right side because I keep running into the people that are there's. It's a big triangle. You gotta or a rectangle. Sorry, you go out, you go over, you come back in, and I'm going, and I just keep running into all the buoys, and there's all these lifeguards there, and they're all East Grand Rapids swimmer kids. They're all kids. And they're just like, dude, you're going the wrong way. Dude, you're going the wrong way. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And then one guy starts giving me shit in the middle of the lake about how I don't have my cap on. He's like, where the hell's your cap? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying to swim. He goes, dude, just do a backstroke. Otherwise, you're going to drown. And I'm like, backstroke? I can do that. So I start doing a backstroke. Works out amazingly. I'm doing good. I'm like, people are passing me, but that's fine. I don't have this fear that I'm going to fall to the bottom of the lake and never be alive again. So I'm swimming, and I'm getting lapped again, but this is by a second wave of people lapping me. And I realize they're not just normal people. They're with some charity, and they're swimming with a ring around them and towing somebody in a boat. So I'm being passed by people towing like children who have cerebral palsy in a boat. So it's totally confusing, and they're getting upset with me because I'm just doing my backstroke. They're coming out telling me, "What are you doing out here? Where's your cat?" So finally, I get around very, very slowly, and I'm basically the last one out of the water. And in a triathlon, you start by swimming, then you bike, then you run. And we're doing a team triathlon, so I have to get out of the water and go find the person I work with who's going to be doing the biking portion and give him my little timer band. So I'm swimming, and I'm coming up the boat ramp in Collins Park, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm finally here. It's all covered in algae and people's whatever. And I can barely make it out, and I see the clock, and it says 29 minutes and 45 seconds. And I have to cross that line. Otherwise, we're totally disqualified. I have 15 minutes. So I'm trying to run, and like I said, I'm lumpy, and it's kind of gross. And people are there, and they're cheering me on because I'm the last guy there. I get into I cross the clock. I hear it beep, and I'm like, yes, I made it. And now it's like, okay, now I got to find the person I got to hand off the tag to. Well, of course, I'm the last person out of the water. So there's all these bike racks, totally empty, and way down at the end, there's the guy I got to hand it off to, and he's just jumping up and down, like, waiting just for me. And I go running, and I fall a couple times. I straighten myself up, and I'm barefooted running on the street too. So you never run right. You're always just going. So I'm doing that whole thing, and I'm dying of breath. It's just horrible. So I finally give the transition. I pass out. I'm laying on my back in the middle of the street, and I come back to when the bikes are coming into the staging area again, and I'm like, oh, thank God. But I'm sitting there in a bathing suit, no cap, totally shirtless, just kind of, it was totally gross. And from then, my work has done the triathlon again, and they didn't even bring it up to me. They were like, don't worry. They also have a softball team and a co-ed volleyball team. They're like, well, we're not. We need extra people, but we're not that desperate. And that's all I got. Woo! Yeah.